Hey, welcome back. This is Lone Wolf, and we are playing Vintage Story version 121.0. Still not willing to upgrade to the .1, although I think I'm fine with doing that. I just haven't done it. Nevertheless, we continue where we left off. We came through this translocator that I didn't mark where it is. Well, what kind of fool am I? Maybe I should take a moment and find where my translocator is. Hmm. Let's get out of this mode. Oops. Oh, I'm sitting down. That's why I can't rotate. Can't do nothing. Sitting down on my behind. The game just ain't letting me rotate. Not gonna have it. Okay. So we met the trader. Well, heck. Let's just, I have absolutely no memory. I could go back and I could look at my video and see where I came out. But let's see if I can find it. I'm looking at the revealed map here. I honestly have absolutely no idea where we came out at. I don't know. I don't know. If I need to, I will revert and go look on my video, and then I'll know. Okay, I see. Every inventory slot is currently occupied. I don't want to destroy any of the lupins, but we must relieve the inventory slots. All right, I have a fantasy, a dream, a desire. I have something that I've thought about for a very long time, and I've not done it, though I've done work to prepare for me to be able to do it. But I've never done it. And part of my idea involves collecting all the red lupins, because what I want to do involves red flowers. It involves blue flowers, and it involves white flowers. That is as much clue as I will share, as much information. I'm not really trying to tease you with it. But you see, I collect every cornflower that I can find. First of all, the first reason for that is because I think it's the most lovely flower in the game. I collect all the red lupins I can find because red flowers are not particularly common in the game. You can certainly use amaranth, but then you have to cultivate the ground and then plant the thing. I just want a flower that you pick up and you can drop back into the ground. So as I go along, every red lupin I find, I collect. White flowers aren't so hard. I think I probably like the wild daisy for the white flowers, but obviously there's white lupin as well. There are several choices for white, and in my opinion, really there's only one choice for red. So I very much keep my eyes open, keep them peeled for the red lupin. They're by far the hardest one of the bunch that I collect to get. And maybe on this single player world, I will actually try to achieve a long-standing goal of mine. But all of this is masking the concept that I don't know where I came to this area at. I remember coming out and seeing that. I don't know. We'll find it. One way or the other, we'll find it. In the meantime, I'm just going to enjoy myself because I have a safety net. I know I can get out. Should I start collecting the daisies? Why not? They're here. We really aren't doing anything else other than meandering to see if I can come upon where the translocator is. I really do like the wild daisies. I think they're a pretty spectacular looking flower too. And I've tried most of these different flowers in the apiary, and I just like the low profile flowers, as you know. And why do I like that? So that I can actually see what's on the ground. I will confess, I think that the forget-me-nots, which I first collected, are easier to see what's on the ground than the lily of the valley, but you know, you gotta be willing to try something different, and the lily of the valley is just fine. Much more scarce to locate, but I've put in the effort and collected lots of them. And I do prefer not the non-shimmering water effect that I find from the forget-me-nots. Not that I've ever hated it or anything. What I'm doing right now, I find so peaceful. I'm out in the middle of nowhere that I know of, wandering about. And what better thing could I be doing than collecting flowers? And flowers that I actually have a use for if I ever get around to it. There's a daisy over here. Definitely not a cow parsley person. Though if I was trying to make a variety of flowers, make a beautiful flower garden, every one of the flowers is excellent. Where's the music? What happened to our music? I mean, you can only tell it to play music this often, and we're not in any danger that I know of. Rift activity is very high. So maybe that's why we're not hearing the music. I'm glad I'm not being overwhelmed by spawn or mobs. I really, in all sincerity, don't think that I've done anything to affect the mobs from spawning. I mean, we go underground and we see that mobs are spawning everywhere there. So the game definitely wants to spawn mobs, but I don't specifically know why I'm not being overwhelmed now. Not that I don't at times. I mean, you saw when I was looking for the halite and it was very high rift activity. I was being overrun by mobs. And when we were in the cave with all the locusts, where I dug down to bedrock in the area where we were looking for this salt, I was being overrun by mob there too. So it's not that I don't get them spawning. I'm just surprised right now that I'm not being harassed. I will also say that I am grateful. The combat is not what I play games for. I'm not particularly good at it, though I've done it enough on this game to where I feel competent. I don't think I'm great at it. I think I might be good, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not what I look forward to. I build a mob farm so that I can collect the items that you can get from the mobs, because I love repairing translocators and exploring. It all goes together in my brain. So if I want to explore, get temporal gears from mobs so that I can repair translocators and explore lots of this world that I'm living on. I don't remember why my health is damaged. Oh, there is one thing. If you look at the last episode and if you look at this episode, you've not seen me eat once. And my health is stuck here. I'm recovering no health and I'm consuming no satiation. The game does that sometimes. I've seen it in plenty of other content creators' videos. It hasn't happened to me all that much, but you know, it's happened to me. Anyways, just an odd thing. If I take more damage, then I'll heal myself, but right now, not doing it. Well, I certainly do not recognize any place that I'm at, and I see that I've expanded the map this way. All right. I'm going to get help. So I'll be right back. All right. I used my magical powers and I found out where my translocator is, and I've marked it this time. And so we have no worries. I mentioned that nothing had been happening with food and all that. I figured out what it was and I've corrected it. I've watched a Shanton use a command to pause to stop time, and I didn't pay attention to what the commands were, but I had stopped time and that's why nothing was changing. And this is what I needed to type. So as you can see now, I'm hungry and I have recovered plenty of health. So, glad that mystery is solved. And now that I'm not wondering how to get back home, I'm back onto my collecting them their flowers mode. I heard a grumpy guy. Look at all this flax out here. All these flowers out here. Thank you. We have music again. This certainly adds to the environment. And most of the music on here I absolutely love. Turnips and all kinds of things. See, the forget-me-nots are found all over the place. It was very much harder for me to go and find all the lily of the valleys that I wanted. And I actually got into an area. Well, I was collecting them from many areas because I would, quote, farm out where I was. And so I'd keep traveling. And in the end, before I returned home, I think I had 4 stacks of them, which represented multiple hours of work. So now I have lots of lily of the valleys. And what's interesting, what I realized, I was having a hard time spotting them because I've played so long with the I don't care about you in my brain that I stopped noticing them. It was just, you know, just like another piece of grass or whatever. It just didn't capture my attention. So now that I've been looking for them, I see them much more often. Oh yeah. There are not enough cornflowers in the world. I want them all. I really do. They really are my favorite. All right. This is actually not a bad forested area. It's a dry forested area. It's not exactly your deep green. And that's okie dokie fine. Well, quite a little ravine here. Naturally has water in the bottom of it. I'd like to get some feedback. I'd like to know if what I'm doing right now, if you find this peaceful along with me, or is this boring and you'd rather me do this off camera? If you'd like more of it, I'd love to know the kinds of things that you'd like to see. And so yes, I'm asking for feedback in the form of comments. I'm still going to do these things. It's just a matter of whether this kind of activity will make it in a video or not. Because I'm enjoying myself. But that doesn't mean it's enjoyable to participate in, but we've got beautiful music, beautiful scenery. We're not being harassed. It's a great time to be alive on Vintage Story. Don't want to fall down a hole. The golden poppy are lovely too. Formerly known in Vintage Story as California poppy. Oh, there's a ruin. Yeah, okay, we saw this part of the ruin, and I completely ignored it. I'm not a gigantic ruin guy, but I very much like the sometimes we get some nice goodies from them, and I like that. When I first started playing Vintage Story, I was all about ruins because I could get building blocks from ruins. Because you can break cobblestone by hand. So ruins were super important to me. And I'm sure that when I first started playing, I made my initial base out of dirt. Seems to me that in 2021, what did I build my base out of? Oh yeah, I built my base out of dirt. But the game has evolved and there's a much prettier form of dirt that I'm using now. Yes, we're collecting high fertility soil. Remember, I've mentioned perhaps doubling the size of my farm. I'm likely going to do that no matter what. That is to say, whether I think I actually have any need for it or not. I want the capacity so that if and when I need it, it's just there. And all that cost me was a little durability on my chisel. So we keep collecting the beautiful high fertility soil. If you're curious about the particles that were floating up, I call them poop particles because looks like stinky poop to me, rising in the air. That's from the Visible High Fertility Soil mod. And that's what makes it so that it's easy to find the high fertility soil. Back in the day, we used to be able to find terra preta. I mean, it wasn't everywhere, but where it was easy to spot. And now, well, the high fertility is still easy to spot. It just seems less so. Okay, we're almost back. Okay, there's the gigantic ruin in the room. So the peaceful tranquility of what I've been doing is likely going to end abruptly. Look at all this copper. Because we're going to go have a peek in that ruin. And of course I'm collecting flint. As always. And here's a meteoric deposit. So I used my macro for placing a copper waypoint. And then I just edit it. Alright, let's go ahead and put the trunk down. Place the lovely contents that I've been collecting away. Let's take a look at our nutrition. Yep, see we are, even though we've been eating our pie, which has grain and vegetables in it, we just don't, the ratio of of grain is very low compared to that of the vegetables, so I've brought some supplemental grain with me. Oh, this is pretty. I've not seen this before. Diamond pattern stone style. So mortar, and then for stones, chisel and hammer. Wow, I think that's kind of pretty. I might even consider making some. All right, we're wasting time. Let's go see what badness is here. Wow, this is, wow. To me, this is beautiful. And the architecture. I'm going to take a guess, and don't be offended, whoever the real artist is, but this looks like the handiwork of my friend Dampus, though I know that Rowley, another friend of mine, makes beautiful castles too. These beautiful arches. Wow. Obviously this used to be iron gated, and we've been around it for a very, very long time for this to appear as it does. Wow. Maybe I'll reach out and ask my friends if it was either one of them that built this. Wow. Yeah, gee, do you think a player might like to find this early game, settle in and make this their base? I think this would be a spectacular choice for any player to do that. That's not what I'm going to do, but oh my goodness, this place is really set up beautifully. I love the portcullises here so that we can fire our, oh, and here, even down as they're coming through. Oh, that was clever. I have not seen that technique before. I like that. I'm sure that this is, you know, one of the things that they really did. I live in rural America, and I don't see real castles. I've been to the Magic Castle. Does that count? Oh wait, that's just magicians doing their artistry, not an actual castle. Still pretty spectacular there. To go there, you can only go there with a member, and one of my brothers was a member of the Magic Castle, is a magician, and definitely has done that professionally and for people whose names you would recognize if I shared them. So that's pretty cool. He's pretty talented. And the Magic Castle is definitely a place if you were able to find an opportunity to go to it. Yeah, go to it. And that's located in, is it North Hollywood or just Hollywood? I don't remember. Okay. Crouching helped me get through there. If you're a magician, membership in the Magic Castle is one of the things you would aspire to be part of. Johnny Carson was a member. A lot of people whose names you know actually are part of the Magic Castle. A lot more of our gifted, talented people in this world that we see in movies and shows. Part of their skill set is that of magic. Not that you wanted to know that, but now you know something else useless, but maybe interesting. That's up to you. So there, knock on wood, are no baddies, and that's part of why I was saying, if you find this early game and you want to have a great place to start where you live, wow, wouldn't this be incredible? Holy cow. Holy cow. What an incredible, incredible build this is. Yeah, I could definitely, absolutely see this being either Dampus or Roly. But that doesn't mean anything just because I think that it could be one of them. But this is definitely in their style, in their wheelhouse of skill. What a neat place. All right, well, I don't anticipate that we're going to see anything much different than we've seen here before or already. And what I'm going to do now is, looking at the amount of recording I've done, we're going to call this episode here. Thank you so very much for choosing to spend your time with me and join me by watching me do something I love doing. If you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please do click on that like button. And as always, yes, as always, I am sincere when I ask that question, seeking feedback on if you liked the mellow thing I was doing or if that just was boring to you, whatever. But I always love to hear from you about anything, so please feel free to leave comments. As always, come watch my next episode, won't you? Thank you very much, and goodbye.